Is it running?
Yeah.
Well, are there ways to get right up there?
Well, I think just sit here for the light show. See what the guys sit.
Watch the pictures.
That's an inspiring thing. Only disappointment I have is I don't think Jefferson comes across the size of the country.
Oh my.
Double. You know why he got such a mark? He bought it from Napoleon. Pull him up. He's bankrupt. Many children. Claimed that he sent it to Thomas Jefferson. He took her to France with him and another one of his children when he was over there as an ambassador. And she was attending another child, another white child. And she was a very young teenage kid. That's when he first discovered he needed that particular slave close by.
Dear Phil and Evie, after Sunday's telephone chat about our promise to capture some of the memories about Grandpa Hilton, I've grappled with the reflection of one grand story that I thought all of us had heard. Maybe not, since you indicated that you were not aware of it, your reflections rather being tied to the forbidden fruits of the tree of pomegranates, distinguished from Adam and Eve's tree that brought all life's foibles, and Archangel's big sack to help gather up extra and unusable fruits despite their lineage. In light of your story with all its moral lessons about obedience and goodwill, my story is far more limited in its impact on behavior of readers. The Terror of the Salivating Bear. The story I recall has been retained, yes, even more, has been imprinted on my very being with fears and continuing nightmare scenarios.
That's TC for you.
I can truthfully say that its impact on me continues even now when I lay me down on the ground in a park or even the lawn. Without invitation, the memory of drooling spit dripping down onto and prompting an awakening face. Just drip, drip from a growling, gaping mouth with huge teeth, yellowed of course, backdropping the impression. That would have been the innate fear of all lonely adventurers from even as long ago as the days of the caveman, drifting off to sleep in some distant time, knowing full well that his imagination had started the whole thing. That it was perfectly safe to catch a few winks during a hot and delightful warm day, the survival of the race proves his rationalization was correct and the envisioned event didn't and wouldn't happen often enough to stop folks from wandering alone off into the great outdoors. But happened. It did at least once, according to Grandpa Hilton. The story he told me started off with an introduction about how, when he was a cowboy, there were quiet, lonely afternoons he searched for strays. One such afternoon, he saw something in the scrub. He tied his horse and started down a gully looking for an unknown animal he thought he had seen from the ridge. He thought as he quietly searched, perhaps he could get a deer or maybe even a nice brown bear as a reward for his afternoon's ride. Of course, after he told of the search, he added many side stories about other times he had successfully shot nice game that he could share with the other hands come supper time. His quest took him far down the ravine on gravel-like surface, slipping at every step, for walking is not cowboy boot, quote-unquote, exercise, as they tend to have 3-foot heels, 3-inch heels.
Oh, yours are not so bad.
Trying to navigate a mountain walk was exhausting. After an hour or so, he saw a nice log on a flat part of the endless hill he was climbing. It looked like a perfect place to lay down, with the log providing a windbreak and a barrier from at least one side. Yes, he too, as the caveman, had deep innate fears. In the event, he dropped off to sleep. He explained how carefully he laid his gun alongside his body, but out about arm's length, so, in case he heard or saw something, he could reach out and immediately be armed in the right position for firing. He explained how satisfied he was with the arrangement, and closing his eyes, laid down close to the log. He immediately joined Morpheus in his land of sweet rest and delightful oblivion's landscape of slumber. Reawakening is not an instantaneous thing. Rather, there is a period of confusion and location uncertainty, with senses dulled and slow to comprehend. First impression was that he was at home and a child eating watermelon was dripping juice on his nose and cheek. Anger arose within his heart as he opened his eyes, expecting to catch one of his children there. But, yes, but, a big, bold but. Here is the whole story as I can best recall. Grandpa leaned close to me and said, "Can you imagine what I saw?" as slowly my eyes focused. Could I? Before his sentence was finished, I already had at least a zillion scenarios played out within my brain. I was on the verge of screaming, "Look out, Grandpa!" Was there no escape? Was the unknown but suspected terror of 10,000 generations really making its presence known? His continuing story fulfilled my worst expectations and created a vision that has never departed, though at least 71 years have gone their way since his telling. He was looking into the mouth and beady eyes of a drooling bear not 1 short foot away, reeking horrible breath, assuring him it was not watermelon juice, but spit, foul bear spit, that was so insulting to his presence. He was terrified. In hearing, I was more terrified. I had heard the ultimate fear of all people who need to sleep in the lonely forbidden land of no beds, no walls, and no mother to call, nor even a brother to cuddle up to and awaken with pokes and whispers of needed assurances. The conclusion was only a couple of sentences long, but it in no way re-established any sense of being at the top of the food chain, nor my innate faith that guardian angels watching over us all to protect and warn. No, I heard the conclusion as an afterthought, an after, oh yeah, no harm done stuff, but it echoed off my ears, and only years later was it recalled that Grandpa lived to tell the tale. He said, "I reacted in fear and haste. I reached for my gun, rolled several times, rising to my feet, and started to run. Looking over my shoulder, I saw the retreating bear's rump hurtling in the opposite direction." He added, "You know," he said, "I don't know who was the most frightened, me or the bear." Indeed, Grandfather lived, and I survived the telling, not only wiser, but forever after double aware of my surroundings. When alone in the woods, I tread, often with dread.
And that kid, he would go off and camp all alone.
Uh-huh.
And I think he brought that fear with him, but he conquered it.
Well,
that's
He'd
good.
go off alone and stay all overnight. So.
Wow.
After a hap like that, I would think it would just add to the fear, but I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, but it wasn't even a happening. It was just a story that his grandpa was telling him. But no, you can tell from the way he writes it. It truly was spooky.
It was happening to TC. That was
There's some wildlife out there. Oh, more buffalo in the wooded area.
Yeah.
See it?
a couple of them,
See?
Dave.
Yeah.
3.
Right
Group
behind
of
those
them in there.
fallen trees, there's some buffalo.
Ah.
And the ever-present falling trees.
Oh,
Many of them-
there's tons of them out here, you guys.
Oh, we're getting.
Oh, look at them right there and everything.
Oh, there's...
I'm not afraid if you guys aren't.
I ain't afraid.
See, they got a. They dust themselves.
Oh, yeah, there's one getting all dusted
He's
up.
got his head down into it.
Oh, got the audio?
They're bothered by insects. That's what it is.
Oh, boy, they're delicious.
Did you get that?
Oh, yeah.
Meat?
I got that